have somebody really exceptional, right? A literal star girl. And I'll be having her today to tell us some things about herself, just to clear the ground, right? She's an outstanding student, a one time best graduating student who made 8 distinctions, and she had like 15 awards in school. That is a whole lot, right? That is plenty. So just having a conversation, she'll be telling us how she did it. Like, do you understand? You know how people ask you, or your parents used to ask you, do these people, do they have two heads? She will be telling us whether she has two heads. So yeah, that's exactly what today's video is going to be about. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, just kindly sit back and relax. Hi guys, my name is Jennifer Ohanwe, and here with me is somebody really exceptional. I already told you people, gave you people like a small briefing on who she is, right? But now that she's here, she'll be introducing herself. So please introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi everybody. So Ugochi Nwizu. I'm from Anambra State. So yeah, I'm here. It's our very dear Dr. Jennifer.
Tell us about yourself.
I schooled in University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Finished this year and I'm 23. That's it
She
pretty much.
finished as the best graduating student. I don't know why she didn't want to add that part. Okay. So tell me, what was growing up like?
Growing up was great. It was amazing. I mean, I come from a large family, so I have 6 siblings, and
Wow.
then my mom and dad. I don't know, for some reason they just used to take in people. So we had like cousins and people that are unrelated living with us, who are practically like my sisters now. So yeah, it was nice. It was really fun because played a lot of games. Then going to school. Then back then when it was not, there wasn't much pressure on you because it was literally just primary school. Do your thing. Then going to secondary school and then going to the university. And you're like, you have to like really be up and doing because there's this constant pressure on you and all that. But I definitely miss childhood more than this period right now. I miss those times. I miss those times. It was amazing. Yeah.
Okay. So, first question. You're a dentist, dental surgeon.
Yes, I
Have you
am.
always known that you'd be a dentist?
Oh well, I thought I was going to be a lot of things. At every point in time there was something I wanted to be, something different.
Like
It
what?
was crazy.
Like what?
I wanted to be an astronaut. I think everybody had
Me
that
too.
dream.
I once wanted to be an
Everybody had
astronaut.
that dream. I wanted to be a nurse. Then I wanted to be a linguist. I think that all these people that speak various languages. I wanted to be so many things. Then I went at what point did I even settle with dentistry? Okay, I think after growing at some point my secondary school year, then I just used to watch some movies, American shows now. And then they talk about how they fix appointments for their children to go and see the dentist, and it's just like okay. And then when they go to the
Sounded really
dental, yeah, it
cool.
sounded really cool. Like oh, there's an appointment with the dentist, and then they always come back so happy. Like oh, they have an appointment with the dentist. And then in 20, what was that? The time we traveled a family trip with my mom and my siblings when we went to Dubai. My mom specifically told me, come, I'm taking you to the dentist. So it was just me she carried to the dentist. I mean, for scaling and polishing, anyways. I don't know why, thinking about it now, why it was only me that need. No, I think my mom
Just
was
priming
thinking,
you
I
in.
feel like my mom was having some, I don't know, but she did not do that with my siblings. Oh well, I went, so yeah. I met the dentist then, and she was like, "You have a very nice dentition."
And you
So
should do
yeah,
actually.
thank you. So that like really, really made me. I enjoyed my time there. It was nice. I think that was what concluded it for me and confirmed that
You
okay, I
were
was
going
going
to
to
be a
go through this
dentist. So,
path.
what
Yeah,
class were you in then?
I was in SS2,
SS2.
SS3. I think that was my SS. I think I was going to SS3 or so.
Okay, so you applied for dentistry in University of
Yeah, I
Nigeria.
actually always thought you had to do
Medicine
medicine, then come
first.
out and
Okay.
specialize in dentistry and all those other areas of medicine. But like
Okay.
it was my brother then that told me that oh, dentistry is a course on
On
his
its
own,
own, you
UNN.
don't
So
have to do.
I put dentistry in my jam as the first choice. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. So you're literally a star student. That one is not cannot be questioned, right? I'm sure it's something you're very used to. So have you always been a high flyer? Like in secondary school, in primary school, have you always been like a top student that has been very exceptional?
I used to try, Sha.
Are you saying the truth? Are you being modest? No, are you
No,
I used to try is not
I'm
is
being
not
honest. Okay, well, I I don't really remember a lot of my primary school, but I feel like primary school I was just there, basically average and okay. Because it was from secondary school that I can tell you I have memory of, in my junior secondary school
Which
being
secondary school did you attend?
I attended Granby International Secondary School in
Okay.
Oba, in
Okay.
Anambra State.
Shout
So
out to her classmates.
yes, so it was like in secondary school. I really started. I feel like, oh yeah, that's when I put in. I started putting in. I became more, intentional about
About your
wanting to do
academics
very
and
well. Yeah,
wanting.
wanting to be excellent
do
and
you
to
do
be
you
friends.
belong to the school of
So
thought that feels that, like there are people that are inherently intelligent, you don't have to do so much, like if it's there, it's there, you don't have to work? Or do you think that for everything you want to achieve, like if you really want to come out well, it doesn't come by mistake, it's something that you really have to put in extra work? What do
yeah,
you think?
I mean, I belong to the letter group because I know yes, there's some people inherently have that high IQ and all, and they don't need to do so much and like grab the information. But even with those people, you see that if the person decides to relax, the person is not even making that effort, or like doesn't go to lectures, doesn't come
Study.
around, but you're good normally. But because I know people like that, it happened in medical school now. Very good people that came out from their secondary school as top students, and then see them failing professional exams. So I think it's just something that you have to constantly keep putting in that effort.
Okay.
Constantly have a positive attitude towards your achievements and stuff.
Okay. So when you got into school, did you make up your mind a priori that I'm going to be a distinction student? Or was it something that you were just like doing your normal thing, going to class, and if it happens, it happens? So were you like, were you focused? Were you saying that, this distinction benchmark, this 70, I must call it and exceed it? Is that, just tell us. Don't be
Yes,
laughing. Tell us.
actually, I'm not going to let me. Okay, that's actually what made to base this. So it didn't happen by accident. That's the truth. Okay, that's the same way I feel about anything in life. Like you want something, and then from the start you've already like envisioned it, and you give it your best so that you get it. So that's how it was for me. Coming into university, I said I wanted to be the
You were
best
going to
student.
hit the ground
Yeah.
running,
I
like
actually
you.
did say that. I remember being in chapel that day and I told God I
Oh,
want to be the best when I'm graduating.
wow,
So
wow.
yes, it was like this mandate that I gave him, and then I told him, oh, like I just hope you're going to see me through this. So at each point, every class I enter, every program,
Yeah.
okay, if it's second MB, if it's third MB, fourth BDS, whichever exam I'm looking at next, I tell myself, oh, if there are 5 courses, I'm going to make 5 distinctions. If there
Wow.
are 3 courses, I'm going to make 3 distinctions. If there are two, like that was just what I did it for myself. And knowing that you've put that thing on yourself already, you just know you cannot,
Keep working.
like
You
you have
can.
to keep working. You have to do the extra job. You don't look at, like, even if you have other things you're involved in, when you come back, sit down and read. You don't want to like go to bed just like the other roommate that people
Since
stay
you already
things in
have,
school.
you have a target, you
Yeah,
have
you already
something
have a
you're
target
working towards.
exactly,
You're not just
and it
sitting
was a
down.
good thing because when you do see your result, like a test result and all that, and they're good, it
You're
actually
encouraged.
encourages you to keep pushing that, oh, you can actually get this. So yeah, that's it. I feel like a lot of it was more about believing yourself, having a positive mindset. So I really, really had that confidence from the start, and I worked with God through the process. I know I tried to do everything I was expected to do. My
Yeah.
postings, my lectures, assignments, whatever it was to get the job done. So yeah, that was
Okay,
it.
so you were talking about hard work, and I wanted to find out, are there times where you've put in, because there are people, I'm sure there are lots of students that will be watching this video, and there are times people put in work, like they literally, I'm sure, I know you study, I know you work very hard from what you said, but do you think that there are other factors? I know you've also mentioned prayer, but beyond this, some people tell you we all pray and all of those things. Like, are there times where you've put in so much work, maybe for a particular course or for something, and then when the result came out, it wasn't commensurate with the amount of work you put in? Are there times you've experienced something like that?
Oh yeah, that's why for the test, for my test anyways, like some CAs you write in between. So I'm like read these like physiology, my second MBBS was like one course that I'm like I'm reading physio, and then I keep seeing these calls that are just like average or a bit below average, and I'm like this is not
Not
what
what you
yeah,
bargained
this is not
for.
what I bargained, because like putting in that effort, and the aim was to make a distinction in this course as well. So yeah, that there was a course like that. So I'm just going to say to anybody having those kind of thoughts, first of all, it happens. Yeah, you see people that actually put in the work, but then they still have an issue in these exams. We know how crazy medical school
Can
is.
be,
Okay, we know how
yes.
crazy it can be. But then I'm like, don't lose focus, don't lose faith, because I had a classmate that in our second MBBS, he had 68, 69, 69 or so. Like,
That's
and
so
it was
so
70 for a
close.
distinction. Do you get?
Yes,
And
that's
then
so
come talking
close.
to him then for 10 BBS class, he was like, oh, he's not having any of it. Like, he's not going to put his mind to 10 having distinction in
Yeah.
10 because like he was very close and
Discouraged.
he
Yeah.
really worked.
69, like
I mean, that
literally
would
one
tell you how
mark.
much he really worked and all
Yeah.
that, but he's not going to. And I remember telling him something that day. But I was like, well, all I can say to you is I don't know, but if you're already start telling yourself now you're not going to work for anything again, you're already accepting that deceit. Because I'm like, there's still so much exam, there's so many exams to
Ahead,
write,
yes.
and just I just told him this was the quote I told him. I told him conceive it, work and pray equally hard for it, and then achieve it. So
Conceive it, work and pray equally hard for it, and then
achieve
achieve
it,
it.
yes.
Okay.
Oh my God.
What's on
So
Marble
I
by
didn't
Dr.
even
Ugochi Nwizu?
I did not even know. It was later he was giving me this conversation. I didn't even know that things like
Stuck
stuck
in
with
his
him.
head.
I didn't even think about it. Like, okay, it was after our LMB because he wasn't in my discussion group, and then he made two distinctions as well in pathology and
Wow.
pharmacology. So like somebody, classmate of mine that does vlogs now, so she called us that had distinctions like to just talk on her video, on her
Yeah.
YouTube video and all. And then he was not saying that, oh, that someone told him something then at the start of TLMB that thing really stuck with him and it made him push for it and all
Wow.
that. And that was when he
Wow.
now mentioned, and I was like, are you
Oh,
serious?
that was
And
me.
I had even forgotten we had that conversation. Do you
That was
understand?
me.
So yeah, that's the
Okay.
same thing I have to say to anybody out there that's listening to this and probably feels like this is not something they can do. You can do it really. You can just have the positive mindset towards it.
And then we made mention of talking to this guy. What do you think association or relationships? What do you think? Do you think they play a role in people's success, or do you think that if you're good, you're good? It doesn't matter who you're associating yourself with. It doesn't matter who your circle is. What do you think about
Oh
it?
no,
Because
definitely
being
not.
a high flyer, I know that, like, let's say you're like a distinction student and then you have friends who are maybe struggling or slightly above average. Do you think it's okay to maintain those kind of relationships, especially if they also don't spoil you? Because I remember talking to a colleague of mine and he was telling me that sometimes he even starts feeling bad for scoring very high when, like, your friends are not doing as well as you're doing, and then you're the one scoring very, very high. It's as if maybe you're hoarding information from them. Do you understand?
Then
Or you're
okay,
hiding, maybe you have some materials that are
it
high
doesn't
yield.
have
So
to feel
what
that
what
way.
do- what do you
I
think?
feel like if you're in that situation, yeah, nobody says you have to do away with your friends. You can have your friends and also make friends with people that are also high flyers like you in the category and try to bring them in, like bring in those your friends that are struggling in
Mm,
quotes and try to help them. I'm actually a
motivating.
sucker for discussion groups, yeah. Like I love discussion groups. So my medical school journey was not just me alone. I had discussion groups.
People
And
in
my
your group
discussion group I
study.
had like my study group. I had we were like mixed, it's one of those people that you would say, okay, do very like they're very, very good, and then you have this people that average and have this people that still even so it was like that. And for me that was the best way because then we were it really helped. And at the end of the day, we all passed our final BDS at the same time.
Wow,
So it
that's
really,
nice.
really helps, just learning from each other and all that and helping those that needed that extra push. So yeah.
Do you
So,
also think there is an element of luck? People talk about luck a lot. Because sometimes, like, I for one, there are times I read my notes for an exam, right? And then but then there's this particular topic that keeps standing out. Like every time I flip through my notes, it's literally on my face. I'm like, but I've read this thing before. Why does it keep coming up? So because of how often you come across it, or you just read something and then you get into a place and people are discussing, say like, okay, you just pay attention. And then lo and behold, you go in for your viva or for your
and
exam
that's
and
what
you
they
see the
ask.
question, right? So
Well,
are there elements of luck? Do you feel like, sometimes it's luck? Because sometimes they'll tell you you cannot read everything, you cannot read every single thing, right? So I'm still going to come back to that, but what do you think? Do you think luck plays a role, or is this strictly hard work?
yeah, luck, grace, whatever you want to call it, it does. It does. I mean, it happened a lot. You usually you have a lot of things to revise, and then you just like narrow down to this couple of topics. And in your essay exam the next morning, that's what you're seeing. Like that's what they're asking you. So call it God's grace, call it whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it really plays a role.
Did,
It really
did you
plays a
read
role.
everything? Did you read? You know how they say, when I was getting to final year, they told me, see, the time is short. You cannot read everything. So go to tell me, did you read everything, page by page, word for word?
Definitely not final year. Even if I had read everything before it, but it wasn't final. Our final exam was crazy, and we had a short time, and there was so much to read. So I didn't even finish a lot of topics. Okay, well, I didn't finish a couple topics in final year, so
Okay.
it wasn't everything.
Okay,
Nah.
so basically, why are you also part of those that think final exam or MBs are written on residual knowledge?
Mm, wasn't necessarily residual knowledge, though. I wouldn't say it was residual
Okay,
knowledge. It
but it was
was
basically that the things you read were the things that came out for the
the
exam.
things I read, the things I observed in clinics, some things that you probably didn't even see text, but just by being in the right place at the right time, you walked in
Yeah.
on a case and then boom, you're being asked that question, your vibe and all of those things. So like
Yeah.
I said, it still boils down to the grace and just generally being in the right place at the right time. Yeah.
Okay. So going back to when you were in school, did you have lecturers, teachers that liked you? Do you think, what was your relationship with your teachers? Let me just leave it open ended. What was your relationship with your teachers? And how did
Oh.
this relationship affect the outcome of your results or your experience as an undergraduate?
Okay, first things first. Generally, I like people that like me. That's the truth. Like, if you don't like me, I will not stress. But if you like me, I really want people to speak that energy. Like, oh, okay, this person likes me, and that's a good thing. So yeah, my teachers. If I'm going to mention my before, like when I was doing medical courses and all of
Yeah.
those things, we were a lot mixed with
Yeah, it's a
medicine, and it
lot,
was so
yes.
I didn't really have any relationship with those lecturers.
Yeah.
But when I started my dental courses, my fifth year and final year, it was I did. I mean, we were small, really. So the lecturers know the students, and the
Yeah, they
students
know
they know
everybody. In dental
themselves.
school, they know
Basically, they
everybody.
know you. If you don't come around, they tell you they say,
They're
no, you don't
wasting. You
come
don't come
around.
around.
But if you come around, they know you. So yeah, I would. It actually influenced my performance. Yes, because then they come to class and then they know you as, oh, you're a good student. Like they see you come around, and then from the test scores, you're
You're also
speaking,
doing
yeah, you're
well.
doing well and all. So they'll even
Who
be the
who
ones
is
tell
this? Who
you,
is
they'll be
this
the ones
Ugochi?
telling you, Wizu, hope you're expecting distinction, all those
Oh,
things. And
yeah. So
then
it's
like I
literally
had this
putting you on your
particular, yeah,
toes.
exactly,
Their
putting on
pressure.
to
You don't want to
initial at
disappoint
that
them.
point, I used to feel like I had a lot of I was emotionally traumatized in my final year because apart from the physical trauma, it was just a lot of pressure. I'm not going to lie. There was
What
a
kind
lot
of
of
emotional trauma from your teachers expecting you to do very
not
well, or did you
not
have other life challenges that were affecting you
no, I'm just saying. Well, it was basically just the uncertainties of everything. Is it something that you've been working for,
towards? And now
and
this is
then
the final
this is the
lap.
final lap here, and anything that
Anything could
goes wrong
happen.
takes that from you. Because I mean, there was a story in my of this 2019 class. The best graduating girl that was supposed to be best graduating, she had distinction. She was doing well, and then just that final exam, she had an issue in her maxillofacial surgery clinicals, and that was the field clinicals, and
Are you
automatically
serious? You
once you
cannot.
failed them, yeah, you already lost all
Yes.
those awards that was supposed to give to your induction. It was now your
That's
second
sad.
batch. It was crazy. You get so that was like kind of I was
You're
like,
so
I,
scared.
I knew I knew I'm not her, and I know our stories are different, but it was
It's a
just still that
reality,
thing. Yeah,
something
there was
that
something that
you
could
should
happen.
prime yourself
So it was a
against.
lot, and then they're like, Wizu, you're expecting to pay me this, and then they ask you questions in class, which made me want to go and read more because they expect you to know it. They expect you to like be that, even if nobody know it,
Knows
they
it.
expect you to
This
know it.
you're a
So
good
it
student, so
was
you're
it
supposed
was
to do
just
very
a
well.
lot. It was just a lot. But yeah, I think it actually pushed me. Like I said, I was feeling like, oh, it was just a pressure, but somehow I think it turned into a good pressure. Like it just helped me go and
Spurred
sit
you to
down,
become
yeah, and
better.
read.
Are there times where people just, look at you in a way of this one that just wants to be a distinction student? Like, they look at you like, yeah, you're putting too much effort. Like, do you understand? Are there times people look at you in that
Hmm.
manner? Or you don't even notice if they did?
Well, anyone that was looking at me in that manner, all I can say is I don't know because like I'm not in people's mind, but one thing I did try to do was not like I tried to, I think it was just came off like that naturally anyways. I really wanted to have a good relationship with my classmates, my friends, everybody generally, and working with accounts and on this and all of those things gave me younger like the classes, junior classes too. I had to like know them and learn from them, and we had to tutor them and all those things. So even with my classmates, they were like very open to coming to ask me for like essays, for notes and things like that. And like I said, I loved engaging in discussions like academic and all that. So I wasn't going to be all about, oh, I'm doing so well, then because
Nobody
of
should
it
come
nobody should
close to
talk
me.
to.
I was going to ask you, there are people who say life is not all about, being, after all, it's not those that make the best in class. Like the best graduating students don't end up being the best in the profession. All those kind of things. You don't have to make distinctions to be great in life. You get that kind of thing. What do you
Yeah.
think about this thing?
Well, I mean, we have examples that yes, of course, it's not the best student that will probably be the best in the profession, like you said, and all of those things. Yeah, that's a fact. But then it doesn't mean that being the best student also did not have its advantage. Okay. So if that's what you want, if you want to be the best, then by all means be the best. Don't feel like, oh, because if someone is telling you, I mean, I had that conversations a lot when people will be like, oh, it's not just about getting distinctions. Oh, are you even going to be a good doctor? All of those, please, they're not. You can still do that. You can be the best. You can still be the
They're not
good
mutually
doctor. You can still,
exclusive.
exactly.
Yeah, I
So
feel
you just don't let anybody tell you that, and then you now start feeling like,
it's
is
true.
it
I
even
don't.
worth it?
Yes,
Is it worth
yes,
it
yes.
putting it in this way? It is very worth it. I'm not going to lie. It's very worth it. Even if it hasn't brought like, how would I? What would I say?
Visibly tangible
I just know
benefits
that
right
things
now.
are coming. Yes, and things will come.
The future is bright.
And things will come for you. So yes, just if that's what you want, then give it your best. Okay.
Yeah, I also want to say that I also don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think you can still do exceptionally well in school and then still thrive in the career, right? And you can still not do exceptionally well and still not thrive in the career. So
Career,
wouldn't you
exactly.
just hold one first and use that one ahead? Moving on. So another random question. We are talking about like how to do very well in school, the things you're supposed to do. You've talked about the God factor, you've talked about putting in the work. So is it that your schedule or your routine in school was just go to school, come back, eat, go back to school? Okay, no, there's a way they say it: go to school, go to church, come back.
Oh, that
That
triangular
triangle, yeah.
lifestyle
Or did you
thing.
take part in extracurricular activities? Did
I
you
would say
have
my school
social
life
life?
was. I did. I did actually. I would say my school life was is square. That's okay. School, hostel, or like my where I stay, then church, then extracurriculars at the end of the
Activity.
square. So like yeah, there were like associations. Like okay, you mentioned I was the editor in chief for UNDESA University of Nigeria Dentals Association, and I was vice president of FECAMS, Federation of Catholic Medical and Dental Students, and even at the national level, I was the vice chairman of the scholarship board of FECAMS Nigeria. So
That's
yeah, and
nice.
I loved going for like events that are outside
Outreaches.
school. I loved going for outreaches. I loved going for conventions outside school. And of course, there were moments I also went out with my friends, painted in red, those moments. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
So do you think I'm not asking this with regards to it, you're just having an open-ended conversation. So do you think people who were in school who probably got into relationships or maybe got married in school, do you think that would affect, because I'm sure people who are watching this, not like all of them are not, some of them are going to be married people. Some of them are in dentistry as a second degree. Some of them may not even be studying dentistry because I mean it's not only in dentistry that
Yeah.
people make
Even if you're
distinctions.
not married, like in a relationship too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you think is going to? Do you think these things have a negative effect on your level of productivity as a student?
No, they don't. I don't think they do. Anyways, for me, I wouldn't say they do because I just think it's more about the person, your partner. So if I with someone that is understanding, someone that is very supportive, they're not like two things that are mutually exclusive. You can actually still be in a committed relationship. You can be married and still ace
Yeah.
your academics. You can say ace this and work. 'Cause I know some people in school. Like I know someone I looked up to very well. One lady married a class ahead of me, but she had like three children or so, and then she had distinctions, like three or four distinctions. And
Imagine.
so it's just about. I even used to wonder, like, do you even do online tutorial for younger students? And I'm like,
Oh, that's
is
so
this woman like?
nice.
Because her husband not complain, but then people close her will tell you that her husband even drops out in school. Like I think he's working, her husband is this, he tries to do this and all that.
It's
So
really
yeah, I think
nice.
it's about being with the person. Don't be with someone that you're trying to. I mean, a relationship. I'm talking of a relationship and not married because marriage is a bit different because you have to like give your time. Not like don't give your time in relationships, but I'm just saying don't be someone that expects you to come and be staying in their place every day. Weekends. Okay, let's go out. Weekend. Let's do. And you're like, you have books to
You're a
read. You
student,
have
so you're
tests coming
supposed
up.
to
You
write
should already know
exams.
if you have
Yeah.
exams coming up, and then all the person cares about is that he's not seeing you again now. That how what's happening. That if you already know that's a red flag. But if it's on at that point, the person should understand that I wouldn't be able to talk to her as much as I would normally talk to her
Do
this
yeah.
period. But then it's temporarily. Then the person is trying to call you, or have you eaten? The person who wakes you up early, and just be there, just really be there. So those
Support
ones
you.
are like you would know that it's not something that would affect you. So yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So you've been a dentist for quite a while. Couple of months. How has it been? How's your experience? Are you happy on this path? What do you think is when you're in school as a dentist or as a dental student, your expectations, you have a lot of expectations as a dental student. Then when you graduate and you start working, it evolves basically. Let me not say it changes. Your expectations and your reality they evolve. So far so good. What has your experience been?
It's been amazing.
Is it commensurate to what you expected to
Yeah,
see? As
it's yes, it has. I mean, I just started. I literally have just been working for like how long, but yeah, it's been nice, and I'm glad I'm working where I'm working. I've actually always wanted this place because I didn't want a teaching hospital that
Why
I don't really get to. No offense to teaching hospitals, I'm just saying you don't really get to like
do
do a
hands
lot of
on?
hands-on. Yeah, you learn, you actually get the knowledge, you see cases and all that, but there are like so many other people ahead of you that do the procedure. And then there are students to try and fit the requirements and all
Exactly.
of that. So I just wanted somewhere that was a teaching hospital, like FMCs and all those places that you can actually get to work, like do the physical job and
Job
all.
and
So yeah, that's it. And it's been great so far. And I've met lovely people like Dr. Jennifer here. So yeah, and I'm really, really I'm anticipating what the rest of the year and next year would bring. And I'm hoping it's going to be an amazing experience.
if you could do something else that is not dentistry, if you could be something else that is not a dental surgeon, what would that be?
Hmm. Honestly, either a journalist. I just don't mind me. There's no reason I want to
Christiana
be
Mampo, you want to be a journalist?
because I just want to dress in classy
Uh-uh.
women dress, wear stilettos, rock like a boss, just have staff walking to my that's the shy. Either that or a movie producer, writer and producer.
You
I
like
don't know.
movies?
Yeah, I mean,
Like, do you
I
write
used to
stories? Do you
write.
write?
Yeah, I used to
What
write.
kind
I
of
actually
things you
have to
write?
like fiction and stuff.
That's
So,
nice. Oh yeah,
but
she was a
I haven't
one-time
done that in a
editor in
while.
chief for FECAMS, right?
Norfolk comes on this my faculty
Okay,
association,
University of Nigeria
Nigeria
Dental
Dental
Students
Students Association.
Association.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So,
pretty nice.
so yeah, that would have been a movie producer. I remember when we were growing up, my siblings and I, all the drama we used to act, me that
Yeah,
used
you
to
should
coordinate
script
it.
it.
I used to script that coordinate it. So yeah, and like I said,
Steven
I
Spielberg.
miss those days.
Okay, okay. So, do you think you're going to practice dentistry?
Oh,
I know you
sure.
haven't worked for a very long time. You literally just graduated and you haven't had so much of clinical or professional life experience. But so far, with what you've seen, if you were to do a projection into the next 5 years, do you think you're going to practice dentistry?
Yeah, definitely. I hope to practice dentistry. Like, I really want to. It's something, I mean, I'm not here just because I just wanted a degree and all that. I want to practice dentistry to the fullest. Like, get to the optimal point of
It's not
dentistry,
just
if
let's
that
see how
makes
it
sense.
goes. You've made up your mind.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
so what specialty if you want to practice dentistry? I mean, I'm sure I'm sure these things can change. They can evolve over time. Your decisions. A lot of things can also affect your decision. But
Yeah.
as it is right now, where do you think you'd like to specialize?
Okay, I haven't finalized. There's no like one particular one is okay, but like I have options. There's orthodontics, and then there's pediatric dentistry, and there's cons.
You've
There's a
called all the You've called all the departments
just
now.
three now. The restorative dentistry. I think these are three that
There are
intrigue
just
me
five
now.
departments. You've called three.
No, stop. They're like 10 if you break it down. They not break it down.
Okay, okay. I'm sure there are young people too who are going to be watching this video. Somebody who is also thinking of choosing a career path and not knowing what career path to go in, and even some preclinical students too who don't even know what they are going to do moving on, or who are just it's as if they've hit rock bottom. So, if you were going to look back at your university days, or maybe just talk to somebody, what advice would you give to the person?
Okay, so I will tell you watching this video, I will tell you that you can do it. Really, you can. Don't remove yourself from that bubble of people that say in medical school you hear it a lot. People are like, "Oh, I don't ever want to have like it's not just 50 we need to pass. I just want to pass and all that." Like even because ask those people, I feel like if you give them distinction, like hand it to them, they're going
Of
to
course,
take it.
now.
Exactly, they're going to take it. So it's just that fear of the work, like how like the
Disappointments from failing and not
and
achieving.
like the effort they have to put in, they have put in and all that. Those are the problem. But I would just tell you that you can do it. Really, just bring yourself out of that, but don't limit yourself. If it's 5 courses, say you want to make the 5 distinctions. Highest you land at 3, or you land at 2. If it's whatever it is, just
Yeah.
don't tell yourself, oh, I just want to pass. I just want to pass. Okay, so if that's what you want, anyways. But if you know you want to have that distinction, you can have it. So just have, like I said, have the positive mindset, work with God, make sure you're doing what is expected of you. And yeah.
How many hours do you study in a day?
It wasn't fixed. There were
On an average. Okay, but you study every day. I mean, every medical student studies every day.
yeah, we studied every day.
But
Really,
how
almost
often do
every
you
day.
study in a day? Like if you were to give a number to number, it may not be like sitting down for 5 hours stretch and
I
you're
mean,
reading.
there were days that, like, if it's all those times where you have some space before your exam, like you're done with lectures and stuff, like I'd like probably leave like in the morning. I'm studying from like 7 a.m. to like 9 p.m. in the night. Is that great? Like I would probably just walk around, eat, and come back.
Can
But then there
continue.
are the normal days where you have
Did you
school.
hear 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Oh, that
straight
was
up?
my second MBA. I don't think I had done something like that. There was we had like 2 weeks for our main exams, so we had to
Oh,
do marathon
okay.
revision and stuff. So, but yeah, the other regular days, like now in final year, that oh, you know how final year is now. Clinic, posting,
It's a
lectures.
lot.
When you come back, you're tired. Go, I would do like what 2 hours sleep and continue the next day. 3 hours. So
Somebody
it was
cannot come and go
just
and kill themselves.
so yeah, it wasn't really fixed. Just
Okay.
depending on how the day was.
But,
Yeah.
but what you're saying in essence is that if people put in the work, if people study as hard as they should, if people have a focus, if people have a standard they set for themselves, like there's
Yeah.
always this feeling of it's just sometimes you hear some senior colleagues tell you, don't stress yourself, leave all these people looking for distinction. You're looking for 50. And there's a problem with that. There's nothing wrong with scoring 50. There's nothing wrong with 50 is pass mark. Nobody will take it away from you.
Yeah, you used to
But
be a doctor at the end of the
exactly.
day.
But
Really.
I feel like there's something that is not being said. Like the fact that if you're aiming for a 50, you could score a 49 and you'd fail,
Yeah.
right? But if you aim for something higher and you put in the work, even if you don't hit it, right,
That's
you're
going
not
to be-
in a place where you're scared or you're jittery because you're not certain of how. So yes, that
Exactly.
reminds me. So you're saying that all through your stay in med school, there was no time they were going to post result that you were nervous.
I was nervous.
Oh, why you nervous?
I was nervous whether I was going to get a distinction or not.
Right. See, there are different levels to this stuff. So, like, your fear was not even, is my name going to be on? You're looking at, did they put that deep
I
at the
mean,
side?
come on. It was. I know how it sounds, but like, I worked for this thing as well, so I was definitely nervous. Especially those ones where they won't even call you for decision viva. Like, there's no decision viva, so you don't even know if anybody called.
Okay.
Or even when they call you, you don't know if you get it because like they will just call all of you, but go. You know,
Answer your
not tell you
question.
anything. So yeah, of course, I was nervous. Please, it's still nervousness. What do you mean?
No. That's very, very good.
Life took a turn for me a couple years back, so I think it just really taught me a lot about life
What
and
happened a
how you
couple
should
years
relate to
back?
people. Oh, I lost my mom and my older brother,
Jesus Christ.
so
I
it
am
just
sorry.
it's
I don't
fine.
know.
So yeah, I think after that
I'm
incident, I just decided to be very intentional about my relationships with anybody, like especially my friends and family. And then we had to keep people close because at any moment they can leave. So yeah, that was it.
I'm so sorry. You're such a strong baby. Okay, guys. I'm sure by the time I end this video, I'll come up with more things to ask Ugochi. But yeah, Ugochi is a high flyer, as you can see, and I brought her here just like share her experience and her work and to encourage somebody who is probably still in school or just trying to decide on what to do. Thank you so much, Ugochi, for your time. I'm really happy I had you here. Thank you for being
happy to be here.
open and as spontaneous as you were. Very sincere. Thank you for sharing your experience.
Yeah.
Do you want to leave your social media handle?
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
My. Sorry. I just realized that there's no Instagram.
Yes, but you're on Instagram now. Okay. So she's not very active on social media.
No, that's not true. I have Instagram accounts. It's
That is on private. Does it count?
Wait now, but you follow me and I see that you're a mutual person with Jenny. Jenny of the Good Life or the Good Life Dances. Then sure, I'm going to follow you back. So yeah, it's Nella June on Instagram.
Okay, thank you so much. So if you have any question, if you have any further concerns, you can leave it for us in the comment section. I'm always going to show her, and then if there's things that are relatively personal you want to find out, you can write me an email. My email is on my homepage, jenniferhanwevlog@gmail.com. So yeah, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned anything, you can drop it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you all in my next video. Take care of yourself.
Yay! Bye, guys.
Bye.